Hi, and welcome to episode 40 of Girlfriends Knitting. I'm Carolyn. I go by Caw Shirley on Plurk and Ravelry. And please check out the Ravelry group. Join the Ravelry group if you have been watching the podcast and enjoy it and have not had a chance to go over there yet. Lots of fun things happening. It's been kind of interesting there lately because we've had a lot of new people playing with podcasting, and one who actually has started their own podcast. And so another podcast that I want to promote today is Emily's, who's Shanty Dragon. She started a new podcast just this week called Holding the Sticks, which is sort of hockey themed and is really good. I think y'all really enjoy that, so go check that out. There's a link to it in our Ravelry group, and I'll put a link to it in the show notes as well. Lots of deep breaths still. We have a few things going on that I wanted to tell you about in my world. I am heading back to Dallas to see my family for work, actually. I'm heading there for work, and it just happens to be where my family is, so I'll get to see them again. Dad got moved to rehab, so we have a really big step in the positive direction there with him. So I know I've never been very consistent on a day of the week that I record. It's just typically each week I have an episode, and then of course November sort of screwed that whole thing up. And then I recorded this Monday. Well, it seems as though Fridays are typically a better day for me to record. And since I will be traveling for work, if I don't record today, it will be at the end of next week. And so it'll almost be another 2 weeks between the podcast I did Monday and the podcast for next week. So I decided to go ahead and podcast today, and then of course next Friday I'll be back and be able to do episode 41 next Friday. So kind of trying to get back more into a regular schedule. I have not written out my show notes today. I just kind of have everything I want to talk about scattered all over my desk. I don't have any finished objects today. I do have some works in progress that I will show you because, you know, it has just been since Monday. Some of the things that I thought I was going to get finished, I haven't, because I have just been I didn't realize how much sleep I needed to catch up on, and so I've been going home and doing a lot of sleeping. But I wanted to say thank you. This Tuesday I did get some more random acts of patterns in honor of Carrie. And her memorial is this Saturday, so that's tomorrow. I'm recording on Friday, so tomorrow, Saturday the 8th. Depending on when you watch it, it may not actually be tomorrow. I will not be able to be in the Knit Pearl Girl chat tomorrow because I will be driving to Dallas, but I just know that I will be thinking about all of you and thinking about Carrie and especially her family tomorrow. She's been on my mind a lot, and that tomorrow will be certainly no different. So in her memory, I did get 2 patterns, and then of course I passed that love along. First of all, thank you so much to Melody, Half Baked Knitwit. She gave me one of Susan Pandore's designs, the In Dreams shawl. Is that not gorgeous? I cannot wait to do this. I have been very, very nervous about lace knitting. I've been doing some lace knitting, and I'll talk about that. But it's just so difficult for me because I get so easily distracted. And with lace, you really have to make sure that you're knitting the right thing at the right time. So this is going to be a huge project for me that I'm going to start in the new year, and I'm super excited about. So thank you so much, Melody. Then I also got from Flancers. She's so sweet. She has just been so sweet to me. Love visiting with her on Plurk all the time. And she sent me Mochi Mochi snowmen. They are so adorable. And I've been seeing Karen on Round the Twist making lots of little Mochi Mochi things for her wedding. And none of them really, I mean, they were all really cute, but they wouldn't have been something I would knit. However, for Christmas, our theme at our house is always snowmen. It's just something that Amy and I adore, and so we always decorate with snowmen. They're snowmen! So this will be something that will definitely get knit. Probably not for this Christmas because I've gone crazy with the Christmas knitting. But that will definitely be some awesome little decorations around my house. And then the pattern that I gifted, and who I gifted it to remain between me and them, but is the For Good hat in honor of Megan's sister Melly. And you can just tell by that picture that she was just such a fun, beautiful woman. And I had several people that I want to knit this hat for. And it's such a good cause, and it just means so much to me, especially with it being something so near and dear to a friend of mine's heart, that I feel like, yeah, you can buy the pattern and then knit as many hats as you want from the pattern. But I don't want to buy the pattern and knit like 5 zillion hats from it. So I may be gifting this pattern quite a bit for every hat that I actually make. It's not something that Megan would ever ask us to do, but I just feel like I want to do that. So I bought the pattern. I gifted the pattern. Right now I have 2 people that I want to knit the hat for. I'm also very interested in knitting the hat for myself, and so I'll probably be giving this pattern again very soon, because and Megan has done amazing with this pattern. The amount of money that she's going to be able to donate in her sister's name is awesome. So I just really wanted to help out with that. So that's what's been going on in my world. So let's jump into the knitting. First of all, the most pressing is the SSK knit along for November to December. It ends December 16th, so I've got to get this done here pretty quick. I wanted to get it done for yesterday. I mentioned this on the podcast Monday, that I wanted to get this frog and turtle done for yesterday to give it to my friend Melissa. It didn't happen. I was able to give her a really cute little baby hat that I knit and some baby booties that Amy's mom crocheted. But this is the picture. There's the frog. And this is a Susan B. Anderson pattern in her book, Itty Bitty Toys. And this book was a birthday present to me. And you flip it inside out. You can see the little girl flipping it there, and it becomes a frog. So you have a turtle and a frog. And I've knit the shell of the turtle, and I knit the head. He looks cute poking up. Right now he's kind of a little puppet. So I can, oh, he doesn't show up if I sit him there. There we go. He has one arm. He's my one-arm frog right now. And because it is going to be for a baby, I embroidered, well, and she says that in the pattern too, embroidered the eyes and mouth. So let me give you a close-up. So you can see I kind of whip stitched in white, going horizontal, and then I went back vertically with black. I think the other eye came out better. I'm not as pleased with the way that eye came out. And then I did his mouth, and that way for a baby there's no safety whatever, and should they get the thread out, you can always restitch it. So I also did one of his little feet. It's just an I-cord. So I have 3 more feet to do for the little frog. And I'm just not a fan of I-cord. I mean, I love the end product of I-cord, and so I'm willing to do it. But it's just boring to me. So that's why he did not get more done on him. So there's the cute little frog. I hate frogs. I'm deathly afraid. I have an actual phobia of frogs. Luckily, he's cartoon animated looking, so he can get done. But real life looking frogs, even pictures, I'm definitely afraid. But anyway, he's cute, so he gets done. That, again, needs to get done soon. So I'll be working on that. I'll bring that with me to Dallas to get some work done. Next thing that I worked on this week, this was the only two things. I did not work on Chelsea's sweater, even though I so could have had it finished by now had I actually worked on it, like I told you. I did a lot of sleeping. But what I did get done was the knitting on Jilly's knee socks. So the pink sugar plums with the snowflake lace. And this snowflake lace came out so much better than the other one that I ripped it out. So this was the first sock, and it is now laceless because I ripped out the lace this morning. Because when I finished the lace on the second sock last night, it just looks so much better, and it stood up better. It does have plenty of stretch so that she can get it over her foot. That I ripped this out and I'm going to redo. Let me talk about how I'm doing this, because that's one of the things my mom requested, and y'all may like it, you may not. She said, teach me something. You're a teacher. Teach me something. So here's my little tips on lace that I'm not good at. Okay. This sock. I wanted it to have some pops of color. So I did the toe, just knit toe up. When I got past the toe, I just switched yarn. Then I knit, stocking knit, until I got to the heel. Picked up with the purple and did a short row heel. Went back to the sugar plum, the pink sugar colorway. These are knit out of Sensations sock yarn in pink sugar. So you don't even have to cut this yarn when you do the short row heel. You can just leave this yarn attached and then pick it back up. And then just knit, 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 knit. Cut the pink sugar color, picked up the plum, and I knit this on a 56. Found a lace pattern, it's the snowflake lace motif, that I thought would match the theme, and, you know, because I'm kind of like Dawn, things have to match. So it's a Christmas sock, so we needed a Christmassy lace pattern, so it's the snowflake lace pattern. 56 around, the snowflake lace repeat was a 13 stitch repeat. So instead of 28 stitches on each side, I needed 26 stitches on each side so that I could have 13 and 13, flip it around, 13 and 13. That also made it really nice in terms of splitting up the repeats. So if I got off track, all I had to rip back was at most 13 stitches. So what I did, I picked up with the purple and knit one, knit two together, knit across, knit two together, knit one, flipped over, did the same thing. That gave me the 26 stitches on each needle. Also, being lace, I knew it was going to be a little bit floppier, so decreasing by 4 stitches circumference I didn't think would be a problem, and it turns out it was not at all, as you can see. So then I took my little handy dandy ring stitch markers, my little handy dandy ring stitch markers, 13, put the stitch marker, 13, flipped it around, did the same thing. And in that way, it sections off your repeats. And you'll hear podcasters talking about that all the time, about that they put a stitch marker every repeat. That is the purpose, so that you can rip back. I don't often use stitch markers except for this type of thing, or if there is a particular place where I need to stop and catch myself and do something like ribbing or something that's not the same as everything else. So this has really helped with the stitch markers. As you can see, I didn't use the stitch markers on this one And after I got it done, the second one done, I realized I needed to rip back and do that. So there you go. There's your little knitting lace mini tips for the day. Speaking of stitch markers, I opened an Etsy shop, Girlfriend's Knitting. So go to Etsy and search for Girlfriend's Knitting or stitch markers. Or if you're on Plurk, you may have seen my Plurk about some of my stitch markers. And I do have some Christmas themed ones. And so here's one, because again, you know, I'm a snowman nut. Isn't he cute? It's a glass bead with gold findings. And I've tried to make sure that they won't catch on your knitting, but because it is metal and, you know, you're twisting and stuff, I can't make a guarantee that it won't, but I have tried hard. In that Christmas theme, I had 2 sets of Christmassy markers. One got sold last night, and I'll see if I can't get it replaced. But the other one is a silver theme. So you have a little poinsettia picture, a little candy cane, and a little bird. And these are silver findings. So the findings, that word means the rings itself. These snowmen, they could work on probably up to a 10.5 needle. The ring is pretty big. As you can see, it can go on the tip of my finger. The Christmas ones would go up to probably a 9. They're not as big. Sorry, that's probably aggravating all that swinging. Then I didn't take new pictures, and I apologize. I will have to get that done. But one of the sets that's up is called the pink. It's a pink thing because I am in love with pink. It's my signature color. So of course I made pink stitch markers. And the ones pictured have gold findings. So the metal on these are actually silver. And then the last ones I'm going to show you, there's many more up in the shop, but the last ones I'm going to sort of showcase. Amy named Jewel of the Nile. Let me get something white to put. It's got a blue clear stone with a black bead on top, and it's sort of a coppery color metal around it. And they're a loop. And again, these are going to be smaller. This is a little bit smaller than the ring. So that's just a few that I am showcasing this week. With any of the stitch markers, if you see one that you like, let's say for example, you just really wanted the candy cane. You didn't want the whole set. Just send me an email. I did list the snowmen themselves separately because you might just want this snowman. So send me an email. Also, if you want something done custom, let's say you want something that's blue with black glass beads or something like that, send me an email about that too, and I'll be happy to see what I can come up with and send you pictures for your approval, and then we can go from there. So I am really just having lots of fun with that. It is certainly not my job. It is just something that I am enjoying and hoping that y'all enjoy the fruits of my labors. So go check it out. I would appreciate it. Up and coming is baby toddler socks. So as soon as I get this lace finished on Jilly's socks, I'm going to make the exact same thing, but using the sizing chart in this pattern I mentioned on Monday that I was going to look for a pattern basically to just use the sizing chart. And I'm not going to show you. I think it is free though. But they do have a sizing chart at the bottom to help you with how many stitches to cast on for various sizes. So baby and toddler socks basic pattern. If you are wanting to kind of size down some of your sock patterns. Fitness. I have been eating a lot of yogurt this week, trying to kind of settle down my system and my stomach from lots of traveling, because I don't know if y'all are like me, but lots of traveling and eating out because you're traveling, and it just really is upsetting to my system. And so I've been trying to get that sort of calmed down and straightened out. And several of y'all suggested just adding movement to my day. And so that is what I have been working on. I've walked around campus, and so each day I've come up with some errand on campus that I need to walk to. And so walked all the way across campus to the post office and back, sort of meandering around so that it takes, 10 to 15 minutes. So that's been something that I've been doing every day, just trying to add a little bit extra movement to the day and just trying to heal. So sleeping a lot at night, trying to get my medicine, allergy medicine, sinus medicine. I have lots of those I have to take. Trying to get it regulated, and just trying to take care of myself this week. More movement over the weekend, lots of standing and walking and all at the conference that I'm heading to, and seeing my family, so I'm very excited about that. I hope y'all have a safe and healthy week and lots of fun knitting. I'll see you next week. Bye.